Welcome once again to the stock market analysis. This is the daily analysis, and for today we are going to be looking at Wednesday, 22nd May 2024. As you can see right here. By the way, if you are joining this channel for the first time, my name is Lucky Johnson, and this is the daily stock and shares analysis. All right, so if you are yet to see the video for Monday 20th May, I'll leave a link in the description of this video. You can watch the report analysis for Monday 20th. You can also watch the report for Tuesday 21st, and now this is Wednesday 22nd May 2024. All right, so let's get to business. Wow, this is amazing. As of yesterday, which is Tuesday, 21st May, GT Bank was topping the list on top traders, and here again on Wednesday, GT Bank also ranks number one on top traders actually, but this time around with 1 billion naira. All right, in case you are joining this analysis session for the first time, our focus is on top traders, gainers and losers. All right, but then with respect to analyzing or identifying viable shares to buy, we usually focus on top gainers. Actually, we focus on top gainers, but then we don't just pick the top gainers because they appeared here once. We have to do a track record check at least for a couple of days to a couple of weeks, and sometimes to a couple of months, and with that you'll be able to know whether a particular stock has been performing well in the past few days, in the past few weeks, and then in the past few months. And of course, like I will always say, the secret of the future lies in the past. All right, so that means you can actually use the past performance of a particular stock to judge the foreseeable future of that stock. All right, so let's get to business quickly. So on number one position of top traders, we have GT Bank, which is Guarantee Trust Co, and they were able to enclose in 1 billion naira. So on that top traders, our focus is on the value. All right, and I said before that when you notice that shareholders or investors keep pumping money on a particular company's shares, it either means two things. Maybe they've seen the performance in the past few weeks and they just want to buy into it so that they can continue to gain from the continuous increment in the value of that company's shares. It may not be the top gainer, but maybe it's performing well. All right, and then secondly is maybe there are some speculations. For instance, most of the banks right now are going through this CBN capital base process. They are trying to raise, I think, about 500 billion naira as their capital base with the CBN, and what that simply means is that the banks need a lot of money. Now shortly you are going to see that many banks will start merging because of their inability to raise the 500 billion naira capital base. All right, so when they merge, they get to raise the money together, and then they create a new name, a new amalgamated name. All right, and some banks will be taking over actually. All right, so what does that mean for you as a potential investor or as an investor? Pay attention to the stocks of banks, the banking industry. You'll notice that the last time I checked, my GT Bank shares, the cost price was at about 52 naira or so. You can imagine what it is today, 38 naira. Now what does that tell you? The banks are already beating down the price of their shares so that people will be willing to buy into them. People will be willing to put their money because of the affordability. So when they eventually beat the price of their shares down, a lot of people will invest in them, and when they invest in them, eventually they are able to use those shareholders' money to raise the 500 billion naira capital base, and then by the time they settle CBN and they are free from that particular from that particular demand from the CBN, the next thing is that you begin to experience a shoot in the price of that particular bank's shares. I want you to just pay attention to this simple statement I just made today. And then if you are truly interested in investing in Nigerian stock exchange market, you will remember this statement I just made. In a few weeks or a few months from now, you will see that virtually we have what they call the mega banks. All right, there are basically 5 tagged FUGAZ, FUGAZ. First bank is for the F, then U is UBA, G is GT Bank, A is Access Bank, and then Z is for Zenith Bank. These are the 5 mega banks actually. Pay attention to these 5 mega banks. You'll notice that their share price will start going up after a few months from now, because many of them probably would have raised the capital base and settled CBN, and now it's time for them to soar. So that is why if you look at the change here, GT Bank lost about 3.55% today, just today. Now this is what's the next bank right there? Zenith Bank, and then UBA. So you see now strategically they are reducing the price of their shares, and based on that, a lot of people will be able to afford them. Okay, so in any case, most of them become top traders because they are also popular. There are many investors who are not knowledgeable, maybe amateur investors. The moment they create an account, the next thing is they look for popular companies, MTN, GT Bank, Zenith Bank, Dangote Cement. They just start buying randomly, and sometimes that's the reason why you have many of these popular organizations ranking as top traders. All right, so let's move to gainers. Actually, this is where our focus lies. All right, so on the first list we have tantalizers. All right, I have some shares with tantalizers actually, and you can imagine this: with just 54 kobo you can buy a unit of share from tantalizer. So it doesn't cost much. With 1,000 naira you can start investing immediately. So let's see, tantalizers was able to raise 399k. Can you imagine? Compare that to GT Bank, right? But notwithstanding, their shareholders gained 8% only today. Just today gained 8% on their investment. And I want you to look at something right here so that you don't see tantalizers shares as insignificant. Look at their performance in the last 12 months. 145.45%. This is amazing. Now let's compare it with GT Bank performance. See, GT Bank in the last 12 months has done 39.96%. I mean, compare the two. So it's not about the popularity of an organization, all right, but then the viability and the performance. So second on the list of top gainers we have Coronation, and then I think that's an insurance company with 7.81%. They were only able to raise 1 million naira, just a million naira right here, but then their shareholders gained 7.81%, and you can imagine they've also done 50% in the last 12 months. So this is a viable stock to invest in, actually, I can tell you. And I've also followed Omatech for a while now, and you know, stocks are quite cheap, 70 kobo per unit, and you can see they've done 250% in the last 12 months. I can tell you this particular share, company shares, performs better than GT Bank shares. I can tell you for free, considering the performance in the last 12 months. But it's not popular, so there's every likelihood that you may not buy it. All right, so let's go to the losers. You also need to pay attention to this point. We have the Initiates losing 10% in one day. But does that mean these company shares are not viable? No. Why? They have also gained 246.15% in the last 12 months. So while you pay attention to the performance on a daily basis, also look at the performance in the last 12 months. It is very important. Compare the two. Don't focus on one end. Ensure to focus on the two ends. One is not more important than the other. All right. And then second on the list, Multiverse. All right. Multiverse actually soared to about 18 point something naira at a time, but now it's gradually coming down. So the shareholders are losing. If I were a shareholder under Multiverse, I would have sold my shares by now. and then watch it go down and then start rising again, I can put my money in. You have to be very strategic. That's what it means to be an investor. All right. Okay, but then they've done 199% in the last 12 months. Amazing. Then we have Cornerstone. I think this is also an insurance company or so. Either an insurance company or it's a financial organization, actually, financial institution. Lost 9.52%, but they are not doing badly. Why? 137.50% in the last 12 months. So this is amazing. All right, this is so amazing. Okay, so with this right here, you can actually begin to study the trend. You can begin to study the track record. You can begin to study the daily performance. Okay, so let's back down a bit to the report of yesterday, maybe 2 days back, and see whether any of these companies actually performed in the past 2 days. So let's go to, this is 22nd, here we have 21st. So let's look at 21st. We already did the analysis on this. So as you can see, GT Bank appeared under top traders as well. So as far as purchase is concerned, they are doing well, right? But none of the top gainers from Wednesday were here on Tuesday. So you see, you need to study this. It is very important. So let's take it down to Monday 28th. All right, so the top gainers here, we had Access topping the list, and then of course Berger Pence was here as of Tuesday, yes, and they were still here Monday. Wow, this is nice. So this is how you focus on the track record. You begin to pay attention to the track record. Let's take a look at another one. Let's look at another one right here. So Julius Berger is part of this right here. Okay, you see GT Bank also tops the list here with 7 billion on top traders. So this is how you follow the track record. So you go back again to Friday, you check. From here, you go back again, you check. You can keep checking this update for the next 1 week, 2 weeks. If you notice, GT Bank has constantly appeared among first top 3 traders actually. So you can use this to actually, identify. See, top traders again, GT Bank is appearing. I mean, this is amazing. Now, one thing you must know about most of these popular companies is that their share price are kind of stable. In as much as they don't gain so much, they don't also lose so much. So it is one of the reasons why you can actually buy their stocks and then just have peace of mind. So I advise that you diversify your investment. It is very important. Diversify your investment. You can buy a bit from some of these popular companies because the volatility is low. They don't lose so much, even though they don't gain so much. But in any case, it is difficult to see that a particular company does not gain up to, popular company actually does not gain up to 20, 30 or 50% in 1 year. So you can use this analysis to check and know the next company stock to buy. All right, so I hope this is helpful. Okay, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, smash on the subscribe button right now, because that is the only way you are going to get notified whenever I post a stock market analysis video like this. Click on the subscribe button and then turn on the notification bell. All right, once you do that, YouTube will always give you a notification once I upload a video like this or any video where I talk about financial management tips and then wealth creation. And of course, do not forget to go through the description of this video so you can watch the previous day's analysis. Okay, and of course there was a company that generated about 145.1% profit for its shareholders in just 22 days. It's known as Morrison Industries PLC. I also left a link to that video in the description below. You can check it out so that you can know whether it is a company share that is will be viable for you to invest in within the next couple of weeks. All right, so I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.